Hey guys, so the other day one of my clients was asking me why I tell people to incorporate protein with carbohydrates and how the effects on the blood sugar vary depending on if you have a meal with or without protein. So basically, when you eat a carbohydrate, your body digests it like that, and depending on the glycemic index of it, if it's high, you eat it, it spikes your blood sugar up very quickly. Your pancreas releases insulin to bring that back down to baseline. So when you have the up and the down with the high glycemic diet or the high carbohydrate diet, then your insulin levels stay elevated because they don't have time to catch up. Now, when you eat the carbohydrate in accordance with the protein, your body is so preoccupied by breaking down that protein that it is not going to recognize the carbohydrates as much, which means it's not going to spike your blood sugar up nearly as quickly, nearly as high, because of that protein. Because it takes so much energy to break down that protein. When you put the carb in with it, it's only going to recognize it to a certain degree. So it's so important to eat protein with your carbs because you're only going to have half as much of a spike, and it's going to be at a very slow pace as opposed to straight up, straight down, when your insulin levels just stay elevated because they don't have time to get back down to baseline. And the importance of keeping the insulin levels down as well is because when they're so elevated and they stay at that elevated state, you are in a fat storage zone. So we want to keep the blood sugar balanced, the insulin levels balanced, because then you are in the fat burning zone. So if you go out and about and you really want some pasta, go ahead and get the pasta. Try to do whole grain, wheat, as opposed to the white. But the main important key to remember is to order a chicken breast or some shrimp, some type of a lean protein. And heck, I'd even prefer you to order a veal meatball or something like that and have that with half as much pasta than just order a big pasta meal because you're saving the calories and you're not consuming the protein. So it's so important to consume both together if you are going to choose a higher glycemic index carb, because the protein is going to lower that glycemic index down of that meal, and you're not going to have that variation in the blood sugar as much, which ultimately leads to fat storage. So we want to kind of retrain our bodies into becoming fat burning machines. The only way to do that and to maintain that and to be able to do that for a lifetime is to follow a low glycemic meal plan. So if you guys have any specific questions about anything pertaining to the glycemic index, please holler. I love to educate people because I've tried everything out there. I've studied every type of meal plan, nutritional plan, every kind of, trendy, intermittent fasting, things like that are not going to last long term. And this is the only successful way to maintain a healthy lifestyle, to maintain your sanity, and to have the body that you want. Is by living low glycemic. So please holler if you have any specific questions. I'd love to help, and I will talk to you guys later.